Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Life, Business, and Finance, where we talk about and help each other with different areas of life, business, and finance. I'm your host, Bison, chef, motivational speaker, writer, friend, father, tech enthusiast, and with a stoic mindset. Today's episode is about life's challenges. As a male, we are already dealt a strong blow as kids. The first challenge we face is with our own emotions. Growing up, we were taught to mask our emotions, to not show them. They make you look soft. I wasn't allowed to cry when I was lonely. I wasn't taught how to grieve when my grandpa died. Home was my first superhero. Even laughing and having fun with my siblings back in the day landed us a beating for making too much noise. Outside of those challenges, males deal with challenges that oftentimes have nothing to do with them, either by being black, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or not having the power of discernment with understanding what characteristics of a person is good for you to even be around. I fought through many challenges of my own. One such incident landed me in jail for being in the right place at the wrong time. Let me explain. So when I was 18, I was a teen dad. I had my first son at 17 and I just turned 18 the month afterwards. So this specific day, it was in February. I was home taking care of my son right before I had to go take a GED test. So I went to go pick him up the night before, and I had him overnight. We had fun before I had to take my test. My test was around maybe 11 or 12. So when the time comes, I start to walk to take him home. Mind you, I live in West Philly, so the route that I had to take was 63rd Street because they lived on the north side of Market. I lived on the south side. So I walk up 63rd Street. I had to go towards, if you know where Maroney's is, and Walgreens right after that. It was right around that area. I had to drop my son off. I ran into a few people around that time, and they were going to help with the whole thing if it went as far as it was supposed to, which you'll find out. So on my way back, I'm walking back down 63rd Street, and my bus is on Chestnut Street. I have to take the 21 because, like I said, I'm on my way to go take my GED test. I have 2 tokens in my pocket and I think about $70. I was working around this time. I was working at Brown's Family ShopRite that used to be on 67th and Haverford. So I'm going towards the bus and I just hear like this scraping behind me. So I turned back to see what it was. It was a cop car that was just like scraping the sidewalk. So I didn't really pay no mind. So when I turned back around, there's a cop car directly in front of me. So my first instinct was run. And I was like, no, I didn't do nothing. I gotta go get this bus and take my GED test. This would be over shortly. That shortly was 5 months later. Because they came up to me, they asked me where was I going. So I tell them I'm about to go take the 21 to go to 1199C and take my GED test. So they said, where are you coming from? Oh, I just came from home. I live at this place, and I just dropped my son off at this place. So they didn't hear any of this. There was no anything. They just said I fit the description of a robbery that happened not too far from there. And they have the person that got robbed close by. So I said, fine, let them come up and see me. Walnut Street, Chestnut Street, ice skating rink is. They had the kid in the cop car at the ice skating rink while I'm on Chestnut Street, saying, yeah, that's him. So I immediately got locked up. He got robbed for $1 and a pair of boots. That was it. That's what they robbed him for. They barely robbed him. He didn't have anything on him. He was going to the store, I guess out of school for some reason. I don't know. But I got caught up in all of this. So as this stuff was going on, we go to court and the cops say that they saw me under this bridge that it is literally impossible to see with anybody driving by. You literally have to be walking on the bridge to see anybody under that bridge. So in the court case, they said that a truck driver just so happened to drive by on Spruce Street and saw me, but yet y'all just came from Market Street, which is way further away. So I'm in jail and I go through all the preliminary hearings, and then one of the things that popped up was that one of the kids that actually did it wrote a statement saying that I did it. And I knew this kid. Like, we went to the same school. I looked out for him. I looked out for his brother. I made sure his family was cool because they weren't doing so well. He was a stinky, smelly, big head, weird kid. And I looked out for this kid. And this is pretty much the things I got. But months later, when I was released on bail. When they gave us the bail money back, we added a little bit more bail money to that for me to get an attorney. Mind you, the whole time I'm locked up, I maybe got one visit, and that was with my son. There was my aunt bringing up my son. And that was the only visit I got the whole time I was locked up. No family supported me knowing that I didn't do this. Nobody came up to see me. Nobody ever came to any of my court dates to support me and say that I didn't do any of this stuff. I was literally on my own. It was something that I was faced with out of nowhere. And these are just parts of life challenges that come at you. So on my release, I was released to where my son was because I wanted to be with my son. Y'all took me away from him for this specific amount of time. I just wanted to be with him. So I was released there. And immediately when I came home, I'm going to say maybe a month, I started putting my life back together. And I went back to the place where I was getting my GED from and went back to 1199C. And before the summer even hit, I already had my GED. I graduated exactly when I was supposed to. And that's just how focused I was. And the lesson in all of that is basically no matter what life challenges you with or no matter what life puts in front of you, you always keep a plan and stick to that plan no matter what. Because life is going to throw rocks at you, life is going to throw stones at you, life is going to, what's that Langston Hughes? It's like the poem by Langston Hughes. It's like this poem I formed back in 5th grade, and after that poem, life changed forever for me. But now being older, I start to understand the message that was behind this poem. I'm going to pull my phone up because I don't remember the words, so just bear with me as I read it. The poem is Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It had tacks in it and spinners and boards torn up and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time I've been climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on those steps, because you find it's kind of hard. Don't you fall now, for I still going, honey. I still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. And that is a lesson that should be taught to everybody, because life is not easy. Life is not so crystal clear as we think it is. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep going no matter what's in front of us, no matter what's trying to hold us back, to reach the success that we have in our own minds and the perception that we have with wealth and success. Is not going to be easy. It's not going to be no crystal stair. It's going to have tacks you're going to be stepping on. It's going to have splinters that's going to lift skin. It's going to have boards torn up where you might fall through, but you don't fall down. You keep going. You keep pushing. You keep grinding. You keep rising. If you have a plan, stick to that plan. Like I said, life is going to give you many challenges. Those challenges are either supposed to propel you forward or weigh you down. Weight should never stop you. Time is still ticking. Time waits for nobody. So the weight is only going to slow us down, but it should never stop us. Shit, I gotta fix my damn writing. Time waits for nobody. The challenges should either help motivate you and propel you forward, or it's just going to weigh you down and you just become a stepping stone to somebody else's legacy. So comment below what challenges you were faced with through life. What was your hardest battle? What was your easiest battle? What battles are you still dealing with today? Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's help each other, and let's let that person help somebody else, and let's just keep this thing going. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you use some of my failures and my triumphs to help propel you forward in your life, for you to have a different perception about the problems that you have and look at it in different ways. You just have to keep moving. Until next time, guys, see you soon.